This is the new TVS Apache RR 310, which is priced at rupees 3.23 lakhs on road Mumbai. However, this particular motorcycle costs rupees 3.81 lakhs on road Mumbai because it has got a lot of optional bits. 5,000 more for this grey color, otherwise you get the red color, and the red is obviously better in my opinion. Meanwhile, 20,000 more for the bi-directional quick shifter, and then they have something known as BTO, which is built to order kits. There are two of them. There's the dynamic kit, which costs rupees 18,000, which will give you adjustable KYV suspension both at the front as well as the rear, brass coating on the chain, and a tire pressure monitoring system. The other kit, which is known as the RTDSC, which is priced at rupees 15,000, it stands for Race Tune Dynamic Stability Control, which gives you cornering traction control, cornering ABS, cruise control, and wheelie control as well. Or you can simply pay rupees 50,000 more for the BMW logo on this particular motorcycle. Anyways, the changes on this motorcycle are more mechanical than cosmetic, which is such a good thing. For starters, it gets winglets. This actually adds 3 kg of downforce at top speed or near to the top speed, which is kind of useless here. So this is obviously for cosmetic, something which has been copied from Ducati obviously. Ducati has the Italian flag, TVS obviously has the Indian flag here. So yes, for patriotism. The design of the motorcycle is actually quite nice. The new color scheme looks quite cool. The graphics have been revised and it gets an open clutch cover, which looks super duper awesome because it looks cool. Obviously, that is standard. That looks so aftermarket here. The bike looks super sporty. The riding position is also super sporty. You get red colored alloy wheel here. 300mm disc at the front. The front tire size 110 70 17. Upside down forks, golden color, steel braided brake lines, and the indicator is obviously LED hidden below the winglet. Meanwhile, the lights are obviously all LED. It says by LED technology. This is the low beam projector setup. This is the high beam, and you get a visor here. The mirrors have been mounted on the fairing, and the ground length happens to be 180mm. Meanwhile, the seat height happens to be 800mm. It is a reverse incline engine. It says that here, DOHC RR310 TVS Racing RT slipper clutch. Do not block, do not put a cloth here, and obviously openings here for better breathing of the engine. Apache written right there. TVS tends to write a lot of things here. The Sasta Ferrari horse, which is actually the TVS logo right there, and it gets a monoshock suspension at the rear. The exhaust is upswept. Meanwhile, 240mm disc at the rear. The rear tire size happens to be a 150 section. It's a 150/60/17. Again, red colored alloy wheels, which actually looks quite cool. And this is the grab rail. Meanwhile, it says RR310 here. The rider actually sits on the 3rd floor because you're sitting so high up. Lights look really very nice, and everything being LED, super duper awesome. There's no grab handle to hold on to on the left side, so I don't think someone can sit with a sari. There's no sari guard here either. I don't know how they avoid that. Anyways, this is just an 11-liter tank, and you can adjust the front suspension from here. These are clip-on bars. Adjustable levers have come here from the other Apache 310 model, the Street Fighter one. Cruise control switches. This is for the hazard. This is to browse through this cluster, which is a 5-inch portrait unit. So let's go through this. It's very easy. You just press it on the top and you can change the riding mode. There are multiple riding modes from urban, rain, sport, track, and there is obviously things you can tweak here by entering this menu. So once I get into this, I can get into the ride modes, I can get into the trip details, my vehicle preferences. I can even keep a document here. Yeah, documents is a menu here. You can save your documents. So this is very loaded. It has a lap timer too, which is quite fantastic. I love the way the cluster has been done. In fact, the riding posture is a bit aggressive, says RR310 here, but that's the beauty of this motorcycle. It is definitely something which is full of technology. Let's turn on the motorcycle. There it turns on. Let's drive it. Okay, I have to admit, a lot of vibrations can be felt here, which is a good thing if you are into such things. Buttons and all are very high quality. This is obviously for the pass by switch. Adjustable levers are so nice to operate as well. And this is the horn, which is loud. This is for the indicator. These switches are so good and easy. Now I thought at first that it's going to be difficult to browse through that, but they have done a phenomenal job, and the quality of this motorcycle is actually very impressive. I love the way this has been done. The engine starter button, it's so smooth. Just turn it off like that, and there, one touch starter. Rev it again. Oh my god, the vibes are just way too much. There's a shift light right here. Let's quickly come into the sport mode and let me rev it again. This thing is the coolest thing about this motorcycle. I love it. Let's start riding right away.
Alright, let's turn on the motorcycle and look at that. Racing since 1982, RT, DSC, all that comes. Nice way of the graphics doing a full swipe up, but straight away we are going to come in the least powerful mode, which is urban mode, and straight away let's get out of here. And if you see that Royal Enfield Bear 650, there's a reason why it's standing there, because I respect Royal Enfield way more than I respect TVS, and there's a reason for that which I will tell you later on in this video. Now the thing is, this bike is actually easy to ride. It looks very sporty, but somehow the riding posture isn't as aggressive, because obviously you don't sit upright here, but you are not very leaned in as well, so it's not really a track riding posture, although TVS is like, this is a track motorcycle now. Over bad bumps, surprisingly this bike is quite good. And the best part is, with the adjustable suspension, you can make it soft or hard depending on your requirement. So this can be great on the road, and it can be great on the track as well, or great around the twisties, because most of us won't end up at the track obviously. So this whole idea of making this bike very track specific makes little sense to me. Now depending on the ride mode, it will definitely make changes to the performance of the motorcycle. So in urban mode, less power. So is the case in the rain mode as well, which is obviously going to dial down the power and increase the electronic intervention. So we are straight away going to come into probably sport mode once we see an open patch of road. I like the way the cluster has been done. Mode change conditions not met, so you have to leave the throttle to actually change the mode, otherwise it will not let you do that. Sitting position is surprisingly comfortable. The pegs are obviously rear set here, but the big change has happened to the engine. We are in sport mode right now. What have they done? They have made multiple changes to the engine. For starters, this engine now has a bigger airbox by 13%, and the forged piston is lighter by 10%. The throttle body diameter is also bigger now, and that's not all. They've also increased the compression ratio, resulting in this motorcycle now producing 4 horsepower more. Meanwhile, the torque output has increased by 2 Newton meters, so from 34 horsepower to 38 horsepower, and from 27 Newton meters to 29 Newton meters, which actually shaves half a second from the 0 to 100 km per hour time of this motorcycle. This bike goes from 0 to 100 km per hour in 6.5 seconds, which is actually slower than that Bear 650, which is a very heavyweight motorcycle. This is just 174 kgs. Obviously there's no comparison with any other motorcycle other than the KTM RC390 or probably even the Aprilia RS457, but that's a twin cylinder, so that's in a different league altogether. The problem with this motorcycle is there are a lot of vibrations. So once you push it in the mid-range, the vibrations start, and around the top end the vibrations are like absolutely insane. The actual big benefit which has happened here is better top end performance. So it feels more punchy in the top end of the rev range, and the sound is actually nice by single cylinder standards, but there are vibes on the foot peg, there are vibes on the seat, there are vibes on the tank, there are vibes on almost everywhere. Yeah, I can feel too many vibes on this motorcycle, which makes it very uncomfortable because the vibrations are just unbearable here. Which is the reason why I was showing you the Royal Enfield Bear 650, is that what Royal Enfield has done is phenomenal, and I respect them for this reason, is that they're giving us twin cylinder engine motorcycles. Meanwhile, TVS is like, treat your bike like a car, let me give you all the features. I'm surprised this does not have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto connectivity. It doesn't have a USB charging socket either, because this motorcycle has gone from being a bike which is more about fun to being a bike which is more about electronics. A single cylinder motorcycle has no business having wheelie control or traction control, yet it has it. And now we'll straight away come into track mode, which will give us more power. I like analog tachometers, I'm sorry. Into first gear and off we go. Oh, Interceptor 650 is gone, bro. Clutchless shifts, beautiful. Yeah, bi-directional quick shifter works phenomenally well here. Absolutely amazing. And that Interceptor 650 showing its twin cylinder engine's prowess. Can't keep up, that's the problem. Single cylinder should be done and dusted with for the flagship motorcycle, but TVS is like, no, we will give you all the features which you don't need, but we will not give you twin cylinders, because with twin cylinders the biggest benefit is that the vibrations will be better contained, the motorcycle will be a lot smoother. The lack of refinement of this motorcycle is the biggest issue here. There are way too many vibrations, so instead of giving me traction control, cornering ABS, cruise freaking control, just give me a twin cylinder engine motorcycle. And I've said the same thing for KTM as well, adding unnecessary features which nobody really cares about, instead of giving us stuff which we really want, which is obviously a twin cylinder. That's the problem. 6-speed gearbox, smooth in terms of shape, and aerodynamics is something the Interceptor 650 does not have. Sorry bro, you can't do that. Okay, lot of wind blast in spite of the visor here, and top speed is around 180 kilometers per hour, but too much wind blast at higher speeds. And I like the fact that, you know, you can adjust the suspension. So some good features are definitely there. I'm not complaining that much, but why is this moved? This was supposed to show me what's behind, but yeah, the mirror is also moving. Brakes are sharp, but the initial bite is lacking. The brakes feel a bit soggy here, but ride is good. Handling is amazing. This is such a fluid motorcycle to ride, especially if you opt for the dynamic kit and you get adjustable suspension. That makes a world of a difference. And I was obviously telling you about what are the optional bits you can opt for. I forgot to tell you that you can pay rupees 7,000 more for a racing livery on your motorcycle with your own personalized number as well. So the sky's the limit. TVS is like, we will give you so many options, it will blow your mind. And then there's wheelie control. Why is there wheelie control? You don't need a wheelie control with just 38 horsepower. So that's a big mess here. The mirror is moving again. That TVS is not understanding the target audience. They're making a motorcycle for the track with cruise control. You're going to the track to cruise or what? No. They're trying to make a bike which is jack of all trades. Just make a twin cylinder engine motorcycle. I know they have to ask BMW if they give permission, but anyways, off we go. Vibes. First gear 52, second gear 75. So short gearing into third. Almost 100 kilometers per hour. If the gearing was a little taller, it would cut at least 0.2 seconds from the 0 to 100 kilometers per hour timing. And again, the mirror moved. The mirror is actually moving because of the vibration. The vibrations are way too much on this motorcycle. Just crazy amount of vibes, which definitely ruins the riding experience. And that's why a twin cylinder engine is definitely needed here, because the vibrations are almost everywhere. It feels a little bit uneasy in terms of the on-off throttle transition. So not the smoothest bike at lower speeds. Yeah, that smoothness is something we all are craving for, because we have all the features. Do you really need cruise control? No. Do you need cornering ABS? No. And the cornering traction control is a bit too intrusive. What does it do? It just cuts down the power when you come to a corner, thinking that when you're going through a corner, you should go at snail pace. So that's another problem. So if you're a little experienced, just shut off cornering traction control. Not needed here. In fact, this makes me believe you don't need the RTDSC package. Just opt for the dynamic package, not the dynamic pro package, because with the dynamic package, the adjustable suspension is a real thing. You don't need coated chains or tire pressure monitor. All of that is definitely not needed. What is needed though is the adjustable suspension, which is phenomenal. Okay, enough. Let's try and use cruise control. Not available because we are in track mode. So we are going to come out of track mode. We are going to come, okay, I have to go up through the modes, and we are going to come into closed throttle. So many conditions need to be met, and now hopefully cruise control works. Before that, we have hit a signal there. So yeah, riding posture, in spite of looking very sporty with the clip-on bars, isn't as sporty as it appears. That's something which is absolutely amazing. I like it. And now we're going to launch it again into sport mode, revving the motor, and off we go. Bi-directional quick shifter works really well. Obviously, I'm shifting at full revs near the red line of around 10,500 RPM, but TVS says that this will work from 2300 RPM, because this thing is okay, cruise control is on or what? Yeah, I have set a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. Cruise is working fantastically well on a track by cruise control. Why do you need it? But you have it. I'll open throttle. Cruise control sort of deactivates as well. So as I see it, this bike is fantastic. The kind of features and all those things are amazing, but enough of giving us features. Just give us freaking twin cylinders. Yeah, we need that right now. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Oh my god, love the way the bi-directional shifter works. Oh, super duper awesome. Yeah, super duper awesome. Okay, it's put me in neutral right now. And bye. I'm vibrating right now. There's so many vibrations. It's absolutely crazy, the kind of vibrations. See the kind of motorcycles which are available today. None of these were available when I was in college. Yeah, I kind of feel sad being born so early. And off we go. Oh, it has a speed alert, which is there in cars as well. And on that, utter disappointment. Bye. I've come to the Maruti factory.